Morning, everyone. It's 8:19, and this is your pre-opening comment. It's video number 1880 for this Friday morning, the 18th. Okay, the big problem today is Asia and Europe both lower, and the Chinese yuan uh, definitely getting pounded on the news that Evergrande is now going to file a Chapter 15, which is the U.S. version of bankruptcy for foreign companies. The yuan is making new lows versus the dollar, and we'll have to see how that works out in the market. I'm looking at the yang, which is the levered down move for uh, the Chinese market, and right now it's trading at 11.45, and that's up about 70 cents or 6.5%. So pretty ugly there. When this market wants to go down, it goes down. And what's interesting to me is that yesterday everybody was concerned about the 10-year notes. The interest rate was rising, as I mentioned in last night's video. So we had the 10-year up and the market down. This morning, based on the Chinese news and weakness in the world economies, the 10-year is down about 8 basis points. And so 10-year down, market down. So market up is, seemingly out of the question based on that interest rate. It's a very big difference between it coming down slowly in the general overview of markets getting a little bit weaker, but when it goes down 8.5 basis points, that, as I said, causes a flight to safety. We had 11 of the last 13 days down, including one of those days where the S&P was literally up $1. This morning, the Dow is down 176, 166 in the NASDAQ, and the S&P was down 22. Let me just see if we get a new up to the minute read on that one. But regardless, it's still down at least $22. There it is, now down 27 and a half. So definitely some issues here. Um, Everybody is talking about housing and rents. What I want to mention here is the same thing that I mentioned to you repeatedly when those jackasses in Washington were talking about how inflation was down. Inflation, the rate of change in inflation is down. Inflation still remains a problem. And that is absolutely no different when it comes to rents. While building of multifamilies is up, rents are also up. They're up less on a percentage of change basis, but make no mistake, they're not going down. Okay, so we have in yellow freight, YELL. I said when they first started their talk about bankruptcy uh, as an issue, I mentioned that they have some pretty solid logistics business. And this morning, Estes is bidding 1.3 billion for their shipment centers. When I mentioned that initially, I was talking about the fact that you really shouldn't be trading these companies, even if it does look like there's a bit of a path to some recovery. During that period of time, yellow went from 57 cents to $5, currently right back down at 89 cents. So we'll see what happens there. John Deere, DE, beat top and bottom line. However, the stock is kind of at a triple top in the intermediate term. The stock, which was 450 in the last week or two, is now 411, and that is down about $9. Estee Lauder also a beat but gave poor guidance. The stock had closed at 162. Oh, this morning the low has been 152, and the last 152 and a half, that's down about $10 or 6%. So let's just look at what's going on in the commodities. Kind of interesting that John Deere was warning about agricultural equipment, and here we see the grains are all up. They're certainly nowhere near their highs, but they are up again. And the question of whether or not they're going to be able to ship grain out of the Black Sea from Ukraine. Uh, the oil was up about $1.25 yesterday, now down 48 cents. Heating oil up 3 cents. Gasoline down 2.5 cents. Nat gas is down 7 cents. The metals are generally higher. We have the silver, which was up yesterday while gold was down. Now we have gold and silver both up. Copper down on the economic news. Platinum up about $8, and palladium unchanged. The meats are not open. Cotton is basically unchanged. Coffee continues to slide well below now the 150 level. And yesterday, the sugar, after getting up to $1 higher than where it is right now, came roaring back down and closed down 19 cents. S&P right now coming back just a tiny bit, along with the Dow. The Dow futures are now down 169. NASDAQ down about 134. And the S&P is improving ever so slightly, currently only down now about 26 and change. All right, folks, be careful out there. It's expiration day. Don't forget to sell anything that you have, regardless of the price, I guess. Close out whatever positions, and we'll start to look for some new ones tomorrow.